Okay, my friends, today we're going to talk about one of the greatest powerlifters in history. You could argue the greatest powerlifter in history, certainly for his weight class, and that would be Mr. Lamar Gant. Lamar is in the news lately because he has a new autobiographical book, which we will show at the end of the video, and accordingly they did a recent article about him in the new version of Iron Man. Here's just going to be a couple page list of all his records. Man just was a record-setting phenom from the mid-70s until like 1990. He won the world championships very consistently. He had like 15 of them. Came in second, I think, in his one of them. Really nice personal best numbers here. And he said he was drug free, and he talks about it. You'll see in the articles that I'm going to have posted through the video. There he is with his friend Vince. Him and Vince are both short, long arms, scoliosis, similar pulling style with kind of a rounded back, a la Bob Peoples. I don't know if Lamar picked it up from Peoples or just developed his own way that way. But him and Vince were really good friends, and Vince always talks about Lamar being a great friend and a great lifter, and he always did better when he was rooming with him at the Worlds. The first article here is from '86, and I guess some people were giving some heat about him having some back problems and taking some time off, and he's kind of debunking all that and said, I take a lot of time off. Don't worry about it. That's me. Which is kind of unusual for a guy at his level. There he is with Chucky Dunbar from the West Virginia crew, another great lifter, another little guy. He talks about Hanzor here, competing against Precious McKenzie, Joe Bradley, Claude Hanzer, who I'm going to show won the Worlds in '84. Looks a little bit like Lamar. Of course, they're the same weight class, so they're going to have similar builds. Another short guy and just another really good lifter. And Naba was also during those same years the flyweight, I guess you would call it, 114 class phenom who was setting world records and winning world championships and senior nationals left and right. Here he's talking about his scoliosis and that's considered a handicap. He did not allow it to slow him down at all. Just a tremendous deadlifter, and certainly was not a one-lift wonder. Was also a really good squatter and a really good bencher despite his long arms. You could say the long arms may have been an advantage in the deadlift. It certainly isn't in the bench press. And there he is. And I think Lamar's been an honest guy. The book that he just put out is not so much a training book. He may do that next, but it's more of a, it's a good way to find out. You always ask, where are they now kind of thing. And so this book will certainly answer those questions. I have to pick it up myself. I haven't gotten it yet. I know my friend Vince has. I'll have to ask him what he thinks about it. But there he is squatting. You can see, good form. He's talking about an article about Gant and Bradley. They were two of the greats, and they went against each other back in those days. And there he is pulling. You see the old style socks, but you can see just tremendous musculature on him too. He always wore the belt backwards like that, which a lot of guys have done. So of course I have to go into a routine, as I always do with these folks, and it's going to be a pretty much standard routine. Again, it mentions here 123 and 132 doing 5 times bodyweight deadlifts, which is just insane. I know Bridges did like 4 times bodyweight squats and even more than that, and he was another great one. One of the differences between Bridges and Gant was that Bridges competed in more weight classes. Gant only ever competed in the 123s and the 132. So go into the cycle here, which you can stop and pause and check out and do whatever you got to do. But he did do quite a bit of high reps, which also I mentioned Don Blue doing. I did do a video a while back if you want to look that one up, but that was also a good video. Unfortunately, Don had his alcoholic demons, which kind of did him in at the end, unfortunately. They went by percentages a lot back in those days where you do like 4-week blocks of X percentage and then do another 4-week blocks. Here's, you can see Vince, Mike Bridges, there's Ricky Crane at the top, all great lifters, all lifting it in that same time frame. Here he is again. This was in the Worlds in Australia in 79, which of course Lamar won again, and Anello won. That looks like Doug Young on the bottom there, and it was Rick Gogler at the top. Mike Lambert, great guy, great writer, Powerlifting USA, awesome magazine. There's Lamar again, pulling 6'11" at 123 for another world record total. Just a record machine. There he is benching. You can see he's got his legs really wide. He's got a pretty good arch there. He's trying to get as much leg power into his bench as possible, but his bench was very good and squat was very good. But 3-lift lifter. There he is squatting. You can see, there's no real question about his depth there. Wrapped up. And I would suggest that you get the book and see what he has to say. You could, again, if you're wondering, hey, where's Lamar at these days? What's going on with him? You can certainly find out from the book. There he is in casual clothes. Nice looking guy, cool guy. I think honest about not taking steroids. Again, I have no reason to question him. Here's the book. It's called Out of the Shadows. You can see how ripped he is here. This is probably a better picture of one that I had back at the beginning. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.